Hello everyone, I am Colonel Dinesh. I put in about 31 years in the Indian Army, about 10 years as GTO and a decade plus training cadets in Indian Military Academy, officers in Indian Infantry School, and even a foreign assignment where I was training the Myanmar Army officers. So, a combined experience of personality assessment plus training in the academies and followed by NCC exposure where I was training again the cadets for some of the national level competitions has given me a lot of experience into personality and how to mold the personality for achieving success. But with that in mind, I have decided to start this series of fulfilling your potential or realizing your potential. Now, why did I think about starting this particular series? There are two reasons. Firstly, as a GTO, whenever I carried out assessment, at the end of which, when I used to make them sit for debriefing, I used to often wonder that all these cadets actually could meet the requirements. They only require some amount of guidance or some right direction, and they can actually fulfill the requirements. And second, more important is that after 55 years of my age, I've realized that can be anything or anyone they want to be, and that is the kind of immense potential that we have. Only thing is somehow we tend to put ourselves in some kind of framework and refuse to grow that thinking that is the reality. So therefore, in today's episode I'll be talking about the self-esteem. Now if you want to grow, obviously you make a lot of efforts. Anybody who wants to achieve success in life thinks that you got to make efforts. There's no doubt about it. You got to make efforts. But let me give you two small stories or incidents or anecdotes to tell you that why only efforts does not work. And there are things beyond the efforts which are required to attain the success that you wish to attain. Number one, I think I read this story or this incident in a book called Think and Grow Rich. If you have not read this book, you must read. It's written by Napoleon Hill and it's a must read. Now, there he talks about a farmer who has got a huge farm of pumpkins, and on top of a small pumpkin which is just growing, he puts a bottle on top of it, and then let it grow. While rest of the pumpkins reach their required size or the natural size, this small pumpkin attains the size of that bottle which was there on top of it. It is not that this small pumpkin did not have the potential to rise to the level in which into which the other pumpkins have grown. Its only thing is that it created a framework around it, and that framework did not help it attain the full potential. What we do is a similar thing. We also put a kind of framework around us. So while there the farmer had put the bottle, here it is our own doing. And what we do based on some stray incident, father scolding you, or you failing in mathematics once, and then you create a framework around you that you're not good in mathematics, that you're not good logically, that you are meant for the art stream. One stray incident combined with something very emotional, you know, like that was the first time you failed and you were scolded and you're made to feel very low about it. So that emotions plus a setback together they create an imprint and they create a framework, just like how the bottle had created the framework around the pumpkin. Second, I'm sure as young children, there was a self-writing toy which you must have seen, or you must have seen the kids now playing with it. During our time, I remember it used to be made of wood. There used to be a roundish kind of bottom with a roundish kind of head. And whatever you do with that toy, it will again come back to that original position. The CG of the toy was such that whatever efforts, whatever movements it makes, it will again get back to the same place. We do something like that. Our CG is our self esteem, it is our self image, what we have thought about ourselves. And based on what? Not based on the holistic facts, but based on that one stray incident, highly emotional incident which took place with us. Failed in maths, poor in logic, framework. You fought with somebody in the class, the teacher did not take cognizance of the fault at both the sides, picked you up, blamed you, threw you out of the class. The entire class laughed, and maybe later on they started avoiding you. Created a huge emotional trauma. But much more than that, it created a framework around you that you are not fit enough to socialize. Dear youngsters, what I am trying to tell you is that unless you correct the picture of yourself, which you have drawn based on these incidences, little realizing that your potential is much more than all that. It is much more to overwhelm those small emotional stray incidences, but you don't realize it. Just like how an elephant doesn't know its own strength and is ready to be enslaved by humans, we don't realize the potential that we have, and we get enslaved and chained to the uh, incidences of the past. We don't take a moment to consider that what we were in our fifth or sixth is not we are today. Our brain cells have grown. In fact, every cell of our body has changed. They say, I think 120 days every cell changes. In physical form, we are no longer that little boy who was scolded by the teacher. We are no longer that little girl who failed in mathematics. Our physical form has changed. What we are carrying is the mental baggage of that memory. Unless you change it, just like that self-writing toy, you will make lot of movement, you will make lot of effort, but you will get back to where your self-image wants you to be. It's very important that while you set your goals, which is of course required, it's very important that go back to that day which traumatized you, which caused an emotional imprint, remove it. And only once you do that, you will find that things around you are changing. People's behavior towards you is changing. Your approach towards the task is changing. And more importantly, and I suppose the most important thing, your approach towards you becomes different from what it was before. And that will be a turning point in your life. All the best. Tune into this channel for further updates on how to improve your self esteem and how to realize your full potential.